right, boys and girls, here's our read aloud for this week. Olympics. IOC, which stands for International Olympics Committee, approves new events and gender parity push for 2020. I'm going to go ahead and circle parity because that seems like an interesting word, and I'm not really sure what that means, so I'm going to skip it and come back and decide about it. The International Olympic Committee, the IOC, has approved 15 new events for the Tokyo 2020 Games. The committee hailed the moves as an important step to help improve gender equality at the Games. Ooh, I see gender parity here and gender equality, so I wonder if parity is a positive word that means equality. That seems like it could be correct. IOC Sports Director Kit McConnell said the Tokyo Games would include 321 events, up from 306 at Rio in 2016. The increase is focused on remedying the Olympic movement's long-standing disparity. Ooh, parity, disparity. I know that disparity, that must be a negative word, so the opposite of equal. So the Olympic movement's long-standing inequality between male and female athletes. More men than women compete at the Olympics. I'm going to ask the question, why do more men compete at the Olympics? Appealing to a younger audience was another priority, McConnell reported. With this in mind, both male and female 3-on-3 basketball and BMX freestyle has been added to the lineup, he said. The IOC has added many mixed events. These are events that both men and women compete in. One of the new events is a mixed 4x400 meter relay. Tokyo will also see new mixed swimming events, including a 4x100 medley relay. The games will also feature mixed events in archery, judo, and cycling. I'm going to put a connection here because I've played on teams with boys and girls. We call those co-ed in college, with boys and girls. So maybe you've done that and have a connection, or maybe your connection is that you've only played on teams with boys and girls, but would like with boys or girls, but would like to play on one with both. The IOC, the International Olympic Committee, also swapped out certain men's events for women's events. These include boxing, canoeing, shooting, and rowing, the IOC announced. We have taken a really important step forward in terms of gender equality, McConnell said. He added that the IOC has already laid out a goal of 50-50 gender split among Olympians. Thomas Bach is the IOC chief. He added in a statement that the new events, along with 5 new sports added last year, represent significant changes in the Olympic program. The 5 new sports already approved for Tokyo include climbing, surfing, skateboarding, karate, and baseball/softball. Ooh, maybe some of you guys have a connection here because you play one of these sports. I'm going to put a connection here. I've always wanted to try surfing. The Olympic governing body also highlighted something. While boosting female participation and youth appeal, Tokyo 2020 will still have a lighter footprint than Rio 2016. Despite an increase in events, the number of competing athletes will decrease by 285. The IOC said the process of changing the Summer Games program began after Rio. Sports federations were able to review data on the appeal of their sports and specific events before requesting changes for Tokyo. We had a large number of requests from international federations, McConnell said. It is not possible to meet every request with a positive answer. So my question here would be, what sports ask to be in the Olympics? So I want to know all these cool sports out there that we don't even get to watch on TV. That sounds cool. IOC executive also cut the number of male weightlifters and wrestlers by 120. This is in keeping with their goal of reducing the predominance of sports that have been most blighted by doping. blighted. That seems like a negative word because I see doping here, which I know is a negative practice. It's a practice that usually is considered cheating. So blighted seems like it's a negative word. Looking at the next page, if you want to go ahead and move on to this one. Which selection from the article highlights how more women will be included in the next Olympic Games? So how are they going to make sure women are in the next Olympic Games? So I'm looking at this keyword women and thinking about that as I answer. So you might want to go back in your text and find the word women. A. The increase is focused on remedying the Olympic movement's long-standing disparity between male and female athletes. More men than women compete at the Olympics. Does that tell us how more women will be included? B. The IOC has added many mixed events. These are events that both men and women compete in. One of the new events is a mixed 4x400 meter relay. Does that tell us how more women are included? C. The Olympics governing body also highlighted something else. While boosting female participation in youth appeal, Tokyo 2020 will still have a lighter footprint than Rio 2016. Does that tell us how women will be included? D. The IOC said the process of changing the Summer Games program began after Rio. Sports federations were able to review data on the appeal of their sports on specific events before requesting changes for Tokyo. So does that tell us how more women will be included? Question 2. According to the article, which detail best shows how the IOC is working toward the goal of getting more young people to watch the Olympics? So which one tells us that they're working and they want young people to watch? A. With this in mind, both male and female 3-on-3 basketball and BMX freestyle has been added to the lineup, he said. B. Tokyo will also see new mixed swimming events, including a 4x100 medley relay. C. The games will also feature mixed events in archery, judo, and cycling. D. The IOC also swapped out certain men's events for women's events. So which one tells us which one of those seems like something young people would want to watch on TV? Question 3. Which sentence would be most important to include in a summary of the article? So you're looking for central idea, the thing this story is all about. A. These include boxing, canoeing, shooting, and rowing, the IOC announced. If that's not it, cross it out. If it could be it, put a check. B. He added in a statement that the new events, along with 5 new sports added last year, represent significant changes in the Olympic program. Cross it out or put a check. C. Despite an increase in events, the number of competing athletes will decrease by 285. Cross it out or put a check. D. This is in keeping with the goal of reducing the predominance of sports that have been most blighted by doping. Cross it out or put a check. Which 2 of the following sentences describe main ideas of the article? 1. The IOC is working to close the gender gap found in the Olympics. 2. The IOC is making changes in the order to appeal to younger audience. 3. The IOC is trying to ban any weightlifters who are caught doping. 4. The IOC is decreasing the number of athletes who will compete. So I'm going to go back and think about which of these is the text mostly about. Is it about closing the gender gap? Is it about a younger audience? Is it about weightlifters who are doping? Is it about making the number of athletes who will compete smaller? And I'm going to choose the 2 most important and then look down here and find those numbers together.